Welcome. You are listening to the Mindful Minute, meditations created for everyday joy. I'm your host, Meryl Arnett, and my passion is making meditation accessible and enjoyable. This podcast is recorded from my live Monday night meditation class, where we have a brief discussion followed by a guided meditation. If you would like to access these meditation practices as standalone audio files for your daily practice, please subscribe to my newsletter at merylarnett.com. It's free, and you'll receive a new mini meditation each week, along with behind-the-scenes content and bonus material for each podcast episode. All right, let's grab a cup of tea, a comfy seat, and settle in for today's practice. Happy Monday. I'm so happy to see all your faces and to be here with you. So, we're about to do something a little bit different that I maybe have never even done before. I don't know. Maybe I have, but I don't remember. If you're listening to the podcast, you know I'm teaching my Monday night crew here. And every Monday morning, I send an email out to my people that says, this is what we're talking about. We're in the middle of a series right now, and I am going to change it tonight. We're going to do the talk that I planned for tonight. We're going to do next week. I can't wait to do it. It's good. It's important. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to change it for two reasons. The first reason is I had a really intense day today. I had a day of helping a friend in the middle of a mental health crisis, and it was super intense. And I got home with enough time to change my clothes and brush my hair and turn on the lights and sit down and turn on the Zoom camera. And as I was thinking about our talk for tonight, I thought, this isn't what I need in this moment. This is reason one. Reason two, a lot of you, I know not all of you, but a lot of you are in Atlanta. And last week in Atlanta, we had a mass shooting incident. And it was scary, right? And in that moment, I also didn't need the talk. Oh, you were at your doctor's office. I see that note. So scary. Yeah. I didn't need a lovely talk. I needed nitty-gritty practices that were going to let me be okay and get through the day, right? I needed practices to get me in my body, to slow my heart rate down, and to remind myself that I was safe. And interestingly, that was a Wednesday. And on Thursday, I had a whole slew of corporate sessions. I teach a lot of corporate mindfulness classes, just like this. I'm on Zoom, however many people from an office, a lot of the offices in Atlanta. And, I wasn't going to talk about something beautiful. I was going to talk about, can you feel your feet right now? And if you can't, how do we get to where we can? And so all of this is to say, tonight's topic has changed, and our lovely talk will happen next week. And tonight's talk is about establishing safety in our bodies when we're feeling so unsafe or so highly activated, so scared that we're not sure what to do. Okay. So that's what we're doing tonight. Yeah, I see all your comments. I'm glad that this is what's needed. For me too. The way that I teach and the way that I really view mindfulness mostly is as a lifestyle. This is what I believe benefits us the most, is when we embrace our mindfulness practice as a thread that makes up our days. And it's when we embrace practice in this daily, consistent, semi-sacred way that's, I think, when we really reap the benefits that are so lauded on magazine covers and in my class and everywhere you look, right? This is where we really start to feel like we're shifting into this more mindful way of living. Yeah. I also think that there are practices that serve as Band-Aids, as SOS, help me now practices. And it isn't that one's better than the other. It's that both are needed, and we should know what we need in the moment to feel good, to be able to function. When we think about SOS practices, what I'm really thinking about are practices that impact my nervous system, right? So nervous system is the part of your body that either tells you fight, flight, freeze, because this is scary, or it tells you you're safe, you can relax. You could go to sleep, you could feel good, you could laugh at this joke, everything is fine. That's what your nervous system does in your body. There's a really cool nerve that's getting like all the hype these days, the vagus nerve. Can I see some nods if you like have heard yeah, we've all heard all the buzz about the vagus nerve. It's a cool nerve. It's really confusing. It's really huge. It's so interesting. It's a nerve that is in our brain, but it also branches all the way down through our torso. So pieces of that nerve connect through our heart, through our lungs, and through our gut. So this nerve really serves as an actual tangible mind-body connection, right? It's the nerve that says, you're scared, your heart rate should speed up and your breathing should get more shallow. Or conversely, it could say, whoa, your heart's beating super fast and you're breathing really shallow. You should be scared right now, right? Our body and our brain talk to each other through this nerve. The cool thing is that there are practices we can do that directly target that nerve, that directly touch that nerve and say, hey, I need to be calm. I don't have to run, right? Or I can't run. I have to stay here and help my friend, and I need to be calm for it. So help me get grounded. So what I want to do is I'm going to introduce 3 practices, and we can do any of these practices on their own in 30 seconds with very tangible results in your body. Like your body physically responds when you do these practices. And then for our normal practice that we do, I'm going to put them all together with meditation. And I think because I'm seeing so many comments about like, yes, I need this, this is good, and things were scary, I'm going to shorten our practice a bit tonight. That's the other thing I'm going to do. Okay. We're not going to do a full 20 minutes because when we're highly activated, the chances of us being able to rest in a quiet place and not cycle through panic scroll thoughts is slim to none. This is why the lovely like nature meditation isn't the meditation to do the day you're the most stressed you've ever been. I mean, if you feel capable, by all means, you should. But I can say my personal experiences on the scariest days, on the days when I'm the most upset or the most overwhelmed, that practice feels out of reach. And what does feel accessible to me are short practices that remind me I'm in my body. And I wonder if you even notice when you're feeling really activated, if you think back to last Wednesday or the last time you had a really stressful or scary day. You know, in those moments, I can feel my heart race. And I feel like a fluttery sensation in my body, sometimes almost like I'm not even in my body, like I'm up over here, right? My body's on the other side of the room. And these practices are saying, come back, like come land back inside your body and steady it down. So the first practice, so cool, so easy to do, is hum, which sounds crazy, but it actually works. So when we hum, more specifically, we make a really vibrating noise that makes the tiny, tiny hairs in our ears vibrate, and it makes our vocal cords vibrate, and it makes that vagus nerve vibrate. And almost immediately, I can feel a difference in my body, a settling down, a releasing of tension. So the most common ways to make this noise are either with an M, with a V, or with a Z. Like, so it sounds like or or bzz. And so what you would do, take a breath in through your nose. You can try it if you want. Close your lips. And just for as long as you comfortably are breathing out, make And whenever you run out of breath, you would breathe in, and we'll do it a couple times in our practice. It usually takes me 3 to start to feel that effect. 3 breaths like that. And I'm starting to slow down a little bit, get into my body a little bit. Okay, so that's practice 1. Practice 2, some of you will recognize. Do you remember 5-finger breath? Do you remember doing this with me? So 5-finger breath, we bring our thumb to the base of a pinky finger. And as we inhale, we slide the finger up. And as we exhale, we slide the finger down. And what we're going to add to this today, when you look at your finger, you know how there's 3 sections in a finger, like 1, 2, 3, right? Between your knuckles, 3 sections. So we're going to add a count. So as you're sliding your finger up, you're inhaling for 1, 2, 3. And as you exhale, 1, 2, 3. And then you would move to the next finger, right? And we'll go through all of our fingers and we'll switch hands. The reason we add the count, 1, counting's incredibly soothing for your brain, right? It's so rhythmic. You know exactly what's coming next. It tells your brain everything's in order. Everything is as it should be. I'm fine because I'm counting and I know what happens next, right? So counting's very soothing. More importantly, we're making our inhale and our exhale even, right? So when I count 3 up and I count 3 down, my inhale and my exhale are the exact same length. And that breath is safe breath, relaxed breath, right? When I'm scared or agitated, I'm taking like really quick little sips of air right up here in my chest. My inhale is usually really dramatic. My exhale is almost non-existent. And this is saying, slow it down. Breathe a safe, relaxed breath, right? So we're going to do that. We'll have a few minutes of silence just to sort of sit and notice the effect of those 2 practices. And then at the end, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, notice your left foot. Notice your right hand. Notice your right foot. And notice your left hand. And as we move diagonally across our body, we're asking both parts of our brain to come online and to reconnect to our body. So we're not just in that teeny little fear center of the brain that is in like reptilian freakout mode. Full brain online saying, I know where all the limbs of my body are. I know my edges. I'm right here. So before we practice, I'll just remind you that you can do any of these practices by themselves without it being a formal meditation. You can do it driving, you can do it sitting at the table, you can do it pacing up and down a hallway, okay? It does help to like not be doing something that's actively making you more anxious. So if you're pacing, nice mindful, slow pacing, not agitated back and forth, right? And then, because we have talked about all this, and because I do not know what you may or may not have experienced last week, this week, and in your entire life, at any point, if you are feeling uncomfortable, remember, open your eyes. Remind yourself where you are. Take in your surroundings. Always feel your feet. You can come back to the practice as many times as you need. You don't have to do it all at once. Okay? Good? Okay. So we're going to do a little practice together. I'm going to turn a little background music on. And you get to be exactly where you are. You don't have to change anything. Wherever you are, if you are seated, if you're standing, see if you can feel your feet. Right? If you're seated on the ground, you can't get both feet on the floor, not flat at least. But if you're in a chair, you could. If you're seated on a couch with your legs extended, just wiggle your toes for a minute. Feel your feet wherever they are in space. And you might take a moment just to look around, to notice your surroundings in this particular moment. Remind yourself of where you are. Assuming that you are indeed in a safe space in this moment, remind yourself, I am in a safe space. Invite your spine to be as tall as it can comfortably be. You might roll your shoulders back and down. If it feels soothing to close your eyes, feel free. And if it feels uncomfortable to close your eyes, just look down at the ground. And together as a group, let's take a deep inhale in. Exhale out a sigh. And we'll just do that one more time, inhaling deeply. Exhaling out a sigh. And take a minute just to let your breath flow. And if you like, you might silently say to yourself, now is my time to meditate. Now is my time to meditate. And as a way to settle ourselves more deeply, we'll start with a few humming breaths. So the next time you inhale, let yourself breathe in through the nose, pressing your lips together as you exhale. When you run out of breath, you just take a normal breath in between. And then we'll just do this again at your own pace, no rush. You inhale in through the nose. Taking a breath in between. And we'll do just one more together. Inhaling in. Taking a minute just to breathe. To notice how that feels through the center of your chest and down in your belly. And then wherever you are, you'll just flip your palms so your palms are face up. And whichever hand you choose to start with, doesn't matter which one, you'll bring your thumb to the base of your pinky finger. And as you breathe in, you'll slide your thumb up to the top of the pinky finger, counting 1, 2, 3. Then exhaling back down the pinky finger, 1, 2, 3. Moving to your ring finger, inhaling up for 3. Exhaling down for 3. And you go at your tempo, as fast or slow as feels good to you. Whenever you finish one hand, you'll just move to the other. Each inhale and each exhale are an equal count of 3. When you finish this hand, we'll do each hand one more time. There is no rush. You are feeling each breath, both in the touch and in the count. And whenever you finish that last hand, you'll allow your fingers to rest. You'll breathe naturally. And we'll take a few minutes just to rest inside our own bodies. To simply feel ourselves breathing in and breathing out. To feel ourselves establishing safety. We'll sit for just about 5 minutes here. And if you find yourself getting lost in thoughts or feeling disconnected from your body, you could go back to either of those 2 practices, the humming breath or 5-finger breath. We'll sit here for these 5 minutes together. And just feel yourself breathing here. Maybe noticing how your body feels or where your mind is. And then without really changing anything at all, see if you can just feel your left foot. You might wiggle the toes or scrunch it up a bit. Feel your left foot. And then come across your body to feel your right hand. You might make a fist or shake it out a little bit, just finding your right hand. And then we'll drop down to our right foot. I want you to feel your right foot, wiggle the toes, scrunch the toes, connect into that foot. Move across your body to your left hand. And again, make a fist or shake it out. Feel your left hand. And we'll just do that once more. So drop to your left foot, feeling your left foot on the earth or the floor. And come across to feel your right hand. And then drop down, feel your right foot. And move across to feel your left hand. Feeling all the edges of your body, straightening up your spine if you've slumped over a bit. Together as a group, one more deep breath in. Exhale out a sigh. Taking all the time you need to let go of that practice. To open your eyes if they're closed, to move your body however you might need to move your body. Thank you, guys. I hope those little practices are useful. I hope you use them as often as you need them. And next week, we'll do a really long, lovely meditation. And hopefully I'll be in a much more grounded space. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thanks for listening to the Mindful Minute. If you enjoyed today's episode, please consider sharing it with a friend or leaving me a review wherever you get your podcasts. This helps others to find the show, and let's face it, we could definitely use more meditators in this world. The Mindful Minute is recorded on Muskogee land and produced with the support of Madeline Day Production Management and Brianna Nielsen Virtual Assistants. To join my live classes, ask questions, or learn more about my teacher trainings, please visit merylarnett.com. Thanks again for listening. I'll see you guys next week.